Hey guys, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video, and today I want to show you guys all the luxurious chest and valuable secret locations that I know of so far. Needless to say, since the game is still brand new and there's still so much more to the game that hasn't been added yet, there's gonna be more valuable goodies to find as time goes on. But in the current state of the game, I have been able to find about 10 of them, or maybe a little more, and I want to show you where they are, including another chest that you can find that gives you 200,000 Mora, which is always appreciated. So just a few things before we move on to the video. I started recording the footage for this about a few days back, so there will be some clips where I've already found the chest and instead am just taking you to the location where they will be, while others I have been able to find the locations for on the fly. So for some of the clips, the chest may not be there, but if you haven't gotten them already in your world, they will be there for you. Keep in mind, luxurious chests are the rarest type of chest in the game, so naturally they're going to be in very remote places, some of which are extremely difficult to come by. Also, in many of these clips you'll see me using Venti to propel myself to places I can glide to. Don't worry, all of these locations are accessible even without him, but for those of you who do have Venti, he does cheese quite a few of them. It's important to also have the highest max stamina you can get, as several of these places either require immense amounts of climbing, gliding, or swimming, although for swimming I suppose you can just use Kaeya and Traveler to Ice Chain, but obviously that's just as tedious. On the bright side, many of these chests you can get even at base stamina, but some of them you really can't do it without it, and honestly it's just better to have higher stamina overall because it just makes traveling much easier and more convenient. Okay, so let's start with the ones in the Anemo region first. 3 luxurious chests are present in Mondstadt, so you can get your hands on them really easily. The first one is right next to the waypoint located at the top of the Knights of Favonia's headquarters. You'll either have to climb your way up or go from roof to roof until you make it to the ramparts, and then it will be located directly to the right of the waypoint. The next one's a tiny minigame that will pop up by starting at the right side of the circle near the cathedral. There's a ring of light similar to the ones you see while gliding, and it's going to pop up right at the left. Essentially, you have to make a complete loop around the circle from pillar to pillar. At the end of it, you'll find another luxurious chest that will spawn. As for the third one, it's at the top of the cathedral. To my knowledge, you actually do need a bit more stamina than base, but I'm sure if you're patient enough, you can just slow climb your way to the bell tower, since boost climbing does burn more stamina. One more place to get your hands on a very valuable 4-star artifact early on in the game is by talking to Victoria the nun within the cathedral, and she will reward you with the Chevalier's Goblet. The stats you get on it are completely random, so some of them you might end up getting something useless, others you will not. Let's just hope you can get either physical damage or percent attack, although I wouldn't hold my breath. It's still a decent artifact all things considered, since you can get it just like right at the start of the game. Onto the other locations, at the very top of Stormbearer Mountains you'll see a large river flowing downstream until it eventually descends into a waterfall. Jump right down and a luxurious chest will be sitting on top of a pillar that looks like it belongs to some ruins. Why in hell someone put a chest there, I have no idea, but it's a video game, you can just throw logic out the window with this one. The next one is close to the Cecilia Shrine, which is one of the first abyssal domains that open up at rank 16. Head uphill from the domain and you'll see a random Eye of the Storm floating about. Once you take him down, there's a broken doorway that will spawn the luxurious chest. Bear in mind that this section of the map will not easily be accessible until later on in the main story when you're around adventure rank 10 or so. Another one is situated on the other side of the Anemo region in Dadulpa's Gorge, Dadulpa's Gorge, I actually don't know how to pronounce it. There's a lake in the middle of the valley where huge tree trunks are and giant wind barriers surrounding them. To dispel these, you have to talk to Dr. Livingstone, who's wandering about the lake, and complete her quest, which entails traveling to 3 locations around the gorge and activating the elemental sigils. You'll need Pyro, Cryo, and Electro, or Fire, Ice, and Lightning elements to complete the challenge. So if you're a free-to-play player, have Amber, Kaeya, and Lisa at the ready, or if you have other units you can just use those. The luxurious chest will be right under the tree trunks once you finish those. Heading upwards on the map, there's a chest close to where you spawned at the beginning of the game on an island really far off the coast. The only 2 ways to get there are to Ice Chain your way through with Kaeya and Traveler and just pray that you can make it all the way without messing up, or if you have a sufficient amount of max stamina, you can just swan dive off a Star Snatch cliff like I did and glide very slowly downwards until you can make it. At the very back of the ruins behind the sundial, you'll see a luxurious chest sitting in the water in a very small indent of the ruins. Just be ready to collect everything quickly, as some contents can fall in the water and I'm pretty sure there is no way to recover them because you can't dive in the game. Just be sure to at least collect the 4-star artifact that drops. The last spot I found within the Anemo region is in Stormterror's lair, which you can only access at adventure rank 18 or higher, but it's important to know since it's part of the story. At the very top of the ruined tower you can find a luxurious chest chilling there, similar to how you would find the one in the cathedral in Mondstadt. Just climb all the way to the top. Despite being in a more difficult area of the world map, the chest itself is actually super easy to get. Okay, so Anemo is done, onto the Geo region. Much of this region's luxurious chests are situated on top of mountains or in the seas, so you'll need to work on increasing your stamina, and if you can, try to get your hands on 2 animal units. If you don't have Venti or Jean, which is understandable, try to get Sucrose. If you have no other animal units, you'll just have to suck it up and do things the hard way. There is an alternative, you can cook stamina enhancing foods, but those do get quite expensive. There are 2 chests in Liyue Harbor and 1 extremely valuable secret. The first luxurious chest is near the construction port where the 2 crane towers are. The chest is on the right tower at the top, so not that difficult to come by. The next one is on that really fancy ship you see a few clicks offshore. Again, to reach it, you'll either have to glide from a really high spot, swim if you have a lot of stamina, or ice chain your way there. Once you land on the ship, you'll be interrupted with a tiny cutscene, but when that cutscene is over, head to the back of the ship and you will find the second chest. As for the valuable secret, inside Liyue, there's a very shady bank located on the upper floors of town that's run by the Fatui. Once you enter inside and run up the stairs, there will be a chest at the end of the hallway with 200,000 mora, so if you're having a really hard time with your finances, this is a great place to acquire some extra cash. Back to the luxurious chest, there's one situated at the very top of a string of mountains right next to the harbor actually, and there's also a Geoculus there. The climb to get up there is one of the most tedious things I've ever done, but it's well worth it. You can also get some good pictures if you like to keep a scrapbook of your travels like I do. Off the coast of Liyue, there's a chain of islands towards the east called the Guyun Stone Forest with 2 luxurious chests as well as a bunch of other kept secrets. The first is on a ship which actually happens to be Beidou's own pirate ship, so if you manage to summon her, this is where she is in the story. Anyway, it's at the very tippy top on the mast of the ship, so you just have to climb your way up. The second one is a bit of a doozy. On one of the islands you'll notice not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 ruin guards. In order to unlock this chest, you have to defeat all of them. Now, you can either be a little bitch and activate them one at a time, or you can be a complete Chad and fight them all at once. Yeah, maybe not the best idea. Anyways, if you take them all out, a luxurious chest will spawn. The next one is not a luxurious chest, but it's a pretty cool puzzle with good loot. If you go to Wulong Hill and head to the very top of the mountain, there's a small pond and a bunch of statues. The order in which you activate them is shown on the screen right now, and if you do it correctly, a precious chest will spawn with not half bad stuff. It's not a luxurious chest, but it's close. I believe there's also one more, like towards the northwest, that also has a puzzle similar to this, but I actually haven't done it yet. Anyways, that's all of the chests I've been able to find throughout my adventure so far. I'm more than certain there's a lot more I haven't found yet, but I hope this was helpful to those who needed it and entertaining to those who wanted it. If you know where any valuable secret locations are around the map, please post them in the comment section below so everyone can get their hands on some more loot. Actually, I know for a fact this one circular pool has something good, but at the time of making this video, I have no idea how to work this. There are like 3 ruined guards sitting around and they're functional because you can see the rotating mechanisms, but I haven't been able to activate them just by getting close. Regardless, if you like to support the channel, the best way you can do so is like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends who are also looking for valuable secrets around the map. If you feel generous enough, consider donating to the channel either through Patreon or PayPal. I'd appreciate it very much, especially with, how expensive the game is to whale on. Aside from that, if you're looking for a nice community to join, check out my Discord server and also follow me on my socials. Links are all down below, but for now, that is going to be it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon for the next video. Take care.